Good morning, my lovely audience. Welcome back to another episode of TSH, the Sporting Huddle. I'm joined by my co-host, Sabas and Owen.
Hello, how you doing?
Yep. And how are you guys doing on this fine morning?
I just woke up about an hour ago. I'm doing still good, okay.
Yeah. We said 10 o'clock, but
I'm sorry.
Somebody's a little bit late.
A little behind.
Hey, I got ready fast.
Yep, he was ready at least. Like, as soon as he woke up, he's like, I gotta get ready. We got this, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So, in last episode, we mentioned, we started off with, AFC division winners, right? And now, I think this episode, we're going to go ahead and discuss NFC winners. So, I think, let's go ahead and start with the NFC East. Okay?
Well, yeah, that's the easiest one.
Yeah.
And that's the one with the Cowboys and
They will be the most trash division in the NFL.
Yeah.
This season.
Eagles, Cowboys,
you're not
Redskins,
Yeah.
and what was the other team? Eagles? Yeah.
Yep. I think it's going to be close between the Eagles and the Cowboys like it always is. I think they'll both be around 500, but if Carson Wentz can stay healthy through the season, then they could have a chance to be good.
Eagles are winning. That's all I'm saying. Cowboys suck. They're always going to suck. There's no reason to pay Dak Prescott that much money. I think he's overrated, and he should not be highly looked at like he is annoying. I don't like him.
What if imagine this, what if the Giants just came out of nowhere? Right?
Who?
Yeah, with who?
Daniel Jones, Saquon,
Okay.
Evan Ingram, Golden Tate. Golden Tate is an okay receiver. He's decent.
He's not as
but
good
he's not
as
the
he
best.
used to be.
Yeah, he's not as good as he used to be.
Old.
But no, compare it to the Eagles and stuff. The Eagles got.
I could see them going second. I could see the Cowboys going third. But I think
the Giants could do better than the Cowboys.
What if the Redskins come out of nowhere with
Dwayne Haskins
and
Kyle Allen?
When he
played
Terry McLaurin too.
Yeah.
The rookie.
Yeah, it's just a total trash division anyway.
Yeah.
Really, is it
It's honestly it's all thrown up in the air because one of them can come out of nowhere and just take it because it's that.
And by the way,
yeah.
Cowboys fans, you could talk as much shit as you'd like, but
we're gonna
realize that your division consists of 6 wins of your season consists of the Eagles, Redskins, and the freaking Giants. I hope you feel proud about that. You be you, be petty as fuck.
And you guys still went 8-8.
Yeah. And if the Cowboys do go to the playoffs, it's just going to be like you were saying, they're going to go 8-8.
They're going to get smoked.
And they're going to choke in the first round of the playoffs.
That's literally all of them. The Eagles choked last year.
Yeah.
All right, next one.
All right, we got the NFC North.
Okay.
Packers, Vikings, Bears, Lions.
I think Packers are going to take it.
Packers are going to go 13-3.
Bears are going to slip up. Okay.
Aaron Rodgers is going to have another MVP season. I guarantee it.
I think it's between them and the Vikings. I think it could be close.
I don't think the Vikings can do it.
I think the Vikings will get 11 wins at most.
Yeah. I think that's a solid prediction, actually. I think Aaron Rodgers, they had a great run last season, right? They, the first 8 games, they went 7-1.
Yeah.
Right? And what'd they end up, 12-4?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but...
And did they win the division last year? I'm pretty sure they did.
Who?
The Packers.
Yeah, they won 13-3.
Yeah.
Oh, 13-3, that's right.
The Vikings went 10-6.
Yeah. Right.
But the thing is the Vikings should... I don't even care. I don't think the Vikings should have won against the Saints in the playoffs. I think that push off by
we could talk... Well, that'll be a conversation for after this.
That's why
just rigged playoff games, okay?
That was terrible.
And why the Saints are involved with all these games, it beats me. But anyway, But now these are the next 2 exciting divisions. We have the NFC South and the NFC West.
Okay,
let's go NFC South.
All right, NFC South.
I think Saints easily.
I think the Saints will win too, but if you look off last season's NFC South into this season's, how much talent has been added into the NFC South and how much teams are going to clash.
Yeah,
it's going to be insane.
Yeah. The Saints also got Emmanuel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Added talent to the NFC South.
So I think the Saints definitely have that on lockdown.
I don't think...
And I still think the Buccaneers and Falcons are still going to be both top. Go for second.
I think Bucks go for second. I think Falcons don't.
I think Falcons have a chance.
Matt Ryan is falling apart. He's getting older.
Matt Ryan this offseason said he's still going to be the Matty Ice, and it's going to be different this season. So
we'll have to see.
And they still have Julio Jones.
If he's got and Calvin Ridley.
So they still have a good.
Well, yeah, they still have a good team, right? But
he just needs to produce.
Yeah, and I don't think Tom Brady and the Bucks are going to mesh.
Who knows? I think at least they'll go 10-6.
I think he's just going to target Gronkowski the most, and that's.
And if that wins him games, then of course he's going to do it, right?
Everyone's going to start. If there's no one else he's going to target, then everybody's just going to start going after him.
Well, he has weapons, though, too. Imagine, because there's been talks about AB once again coming back to the NFL, right? And there's been talks of, I would say the top two teams Antonio Brown would sign with would be either Tampa or Seattle, right?
Yeah. It would be Seattle, though, for sure.
I think so too, but Antonio Brown would, if he had the choice, I'm sure he'd play in Tampa. Because he really liked the chemistry he and Brady had. Yeah. And now imagine that, right? You know how many weapons Brady would have?
I don't think
Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, wideouts, and then slot.
But the Tampa Bay doesn't want him, though.
Yeah,
I know, but
besides Seattle's the one who's willing to hold a workout for him and everything.
Yeah. But, let's just imagine this scenario. Tampa Bay, wideouts, Mike Evans, Antonio Brown. Chris Godwin in the slot.
Yeah.
Okay? And then your tight end, Rob Gronkowski. That's running back.
Well, also, their defense is god-awful.
They have a decent linebacker core.
Yeah, besides
Shaq Barrett.
Who killed it.
Devin White. And also, what is it?
I'm still mad that we lost.
Yeah,
Shaq
but the thing is that's two positions that have really good.
Quan Alexander.
Okay, 3 positions that have really good spots.
I know. I'm just saying good linebacker core.
Their secondary sucks.
Yeah, those secondary.
Their line isn't bad. They have Jason Pierre-Paul.
Yeah.
And when you play a team like
the Saints, when you play
a team like the Saints or the Falcons, they tend to either at least be balanced or throw a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, last season when they played the Rams, I was surprised. That was score after score. That was such a high-scoring game. That was fun to watch. Yeah. I was in Miami at the time, but I still watched it. It was a great game.
I think Carolina's going to come in dead last.
I think so, too. A lot of people have them as their last.
I don't know. You never know. Teddy could come out of nowhere and lead that team, but
and you know what? I think the whole organization is okay, we have 1 or 2 options. We could actually try, or 2, let's just lay back this season and get that that number 1 pick, and then take Trevor Lawrence. And I heavily believe that would be their pick.
Oh, hold on. Number 1 pick. New news on ESPN. Justin Simmons officially accepts franchise tender and is expected to sign it this weekend.
Yep. He's going to be the highest paid safety in football after this next contract, which is good. I think he's the best safety in football right now between him and Jamal Adams. I don't really see
the thing is he was the highest graded PPF graded safety.
Yeah.
The thing that is good about Justin Simmons is he can open field tackle.
Oh, yeah.
That's what people like about him is he's really good at open field.
Well, and that's what their job is. They're the last line of hope, right?
And he also has great coverage,
right?
Yep.
And those are the attributes in the safety that you need.
Yep.
Being able to tackle and to be able to cover an area of field, whether it's half or a third.
Yep.
All
right, let's get to that last
NFC
division. All right, we got the NFC West.
And by the way, I think this is going to be an exciting division.
Yeah, this is an interesting
because you have the Rams that are decently good. Last season, they slipped up, and I was like, what is going on there?
9-7.
Yeah.
Right? And Seattle,
okay, here's the sad thing. In the NFC West, the Rams are 3rd at 9-7, and the Eagles won their division with 9-7.
Yeah,
that's how sad the NFC East is.
That's
right?
so sad.
It is, but you also have teams like Arizona. Arizona's
going to be on the rise.
Yeah,
they're on the rise,
and they got DeAndre Hopkins.
On top of that, you already have good teams like LA, and you also have Seattle.
Don't forget about the 49ers.
And the 49ers too. They're in the Super Bowl. This is going to be a fun division, and
it is.
Honestly, I see it as the Cardinals have a hard on them, right? Because they have like playoff teams in their division.
Yeah.
Like all 3 teams, like possible playoff teams. Like did the Rams even make playoffs last season?
No.
Yeah, no, I don't think.
No, but they were close, right?
The Seahawks made it, and then went against what's it called? I think the Seahawks made it and went against the Eagles.
Oh yeah.
And then Jadeveon Clowney had that hit on Carson Wentz, and Carson Wentz got injured.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then it was funny to see Josh McCown come out, right? Totally like fuck up their chances of anything,
Totally,
right?
bro.
Try to save that team. All right, I think that's it for NFC.
Well, we didn't even say who our predictions were.
Oh yeah.
All right. I say the Seahawks win the division. I say the 49ers are going to go down. There's no way they go 13.
I think so too.
again.
When the 49ers and the Eagles, or not the Eagles, sorry, Seahawks.
In my opinion, I could see the 49ers in reality going 9-7, 10-6 at best.
Yeah.
Still a playoff team, possibly. Wild
Yeah,
card,
maybe.
possibly. But I could see the 49ers making second, Rams third again. I think the 49ers are better than the Rams at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, 49ers defense is pretty mean, right? And
Yeah.
Jimmy G, like, well, did you hear that Raheem Mostert requested a trade?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and like, fuck, their running backs, like, all they have left is Tevin Coleman?
Yeah. And Breida got left too,
Right,
right?
yep.
Oh
All right,
my
let's talk
God.
about this, right?
Oh.
Draft. I'm
That's
I'm
tough.
at work, right? But this is a funny story. I'm at work, right? And I'm, like, don't judge me. I'm an appliance repairman, right? Like, I fix appliances. I'm in the kitchen, right? But also you can see the living room, the TV's on, and there happens to be the draft. So I'm like, awesome. I get to work and watch the draft. And the Dolphins pick is coming up. I go, awesome. 5th round, right? And all of a sudden, Dolphins pick is up, and then boom, trade. I go, what the hell is going on? Like, why, who are they, what's going on? They trade with the 49ers, and they get Matt Breida. I go, excuse me? Matt Breida? Like, for the last 2 seasons, like, his speed is phenomenal, by the way. The last 2 seasons, he recorded the, like, fastest run speeds, like in play, you know how they do that. Last 2 seasons, he recorded highest. He's fast. But he's a good running back. Like, he's better than, like, who we had before, like Kalen Ballard. And for a 5th round pick, like, excuse me.
You were so high on Balaj.
Yeah.
I was. Literally his rookie season, when he had the chance, because he was the backup to Kenyon Drake at that point. R.I.P. He's also on the Cardinals. So I think Kenyon Drake, that's a good place for him. I'm happy for him. That was a good place. He broke out when he got there. Like, it was good for him, right? And Kalen Ballage, the times that I
Really?
you eating your
right
combos
now.
in the middle
right
of the podcast.
Now.
What?
Well, now that everyone knows
Don't
that
you
you're eating combos, go
Don't
ahead
you have
and
gum in your mouth?
Yeah, just gotta spit it out.
you.
No.
Hold on.
Anyway, so the times I saw Kalen Ballage, when he had his snaps, he had some explosive plays. Like, I mean, when they played Minnesota, he had some good stats. I mean, he had a couple carries, like 70+ yards and a couple touchdowns, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, it got me excited. I'm like, and then all of a sudden, Kenyon Drake was traded, and I go, well, I was hyping up on Kalen Ballage, but he did not live up to the
So
expectation. It made me look bad because I was hyping him up, right?
Yeah.
Especially Madden, right?
Yeah. I mean, in Madden, I could play with him decently well,
Yeah.
but, you know, like,
Speaking of running backs, who do you think is going to have the best running game?
let's
This
just, you
season.
know what? Let's see who top 3 rushing yard leaders.
So top 3 running backs.
Yeah, how about you go first, Owen?
Ooh, okay.
Like top 3 running backs?
Well, I think
Top 3 rushing leaders.
number 1 is going to be Christian McCaffrey. Again.
I think scrimmage yards he would. I think
Yeah.
rushing yards, Derrick Henry first.
Yeah.
Second, I could see McCaffrey. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, like, let's see how, like, I think Bridgewater could do good using him as his receiving back, right?
Yep.
And
Then I think Aaron Jones might
Aaron
Either him or
Jones.
Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook.
Oh, all right. I scratch McCaffrey.
Or Kamara.
Yeah.
He's more of a
Kamara's
receiving
kinda
back, just
lost
like
it.
McCaffrey, right? And here's my top 3 rushing leaders. Okay, 1, Derrick Henry. 2, Nick Chubb.
Really?
Yeah, I mean the last 2 seasons he's been in
I would
either
make him
1
third.
or 2, right? And then 3rd, Dalvin Cook.
Okay.
Because I mean Nick Chubb had back-to-back seasons of over 1,000 yards rushing. I mean, like last season he had like 1,244 or something like that.
Yep.
Like I mean, and he fell short of Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is an absolute beast, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, he carried the Titans
To the
all way
playoffs.
through.
Yeah.
And like I've heard interviews like of players like, have you seen that man? That man is like 6'6" and like 200 something pounds. Like you don't mess with him, right? Like he's a tall and big
Mhm.
and fast beast, dude. Like he owns the field when it
Just
comes to running the
going
ball,
straight through you.
right? And seeing that's the difference. Like you have your receiving backs. Now scrimmage yards, that would be a different story.
I think
Okay.
Christian McCaffrey. is
Like
gonna
Christian
have the
McCaffrey
most
for sure. Number
scrimmage
1,
yards.
scrimmage is different
Yeah.
than rushing yards. Now, this one will be more interesting because there could be some contradicting here.
Yeah.
Okay. Receiving leaders. Okay, whether it be receivers,
Top
tight
3.
ends, or backs.
Top 3.
Yeah, top 3.
I think number 1 is going to be Michael Thomas.
He's
Again.
fed the ball. I'm
I
sorry,
think-
but he's fed the ball.
No, and they have Emmanuel Sanders on the team now. I think number 1's gonna be DeAndre.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Yep. He's the biggest target on
That's
that.
interesting,
And
actually.
The only one on Arizona is Christian Kirk,
Yeah.
and the guy is only fast and is not that great. He's an average
He's a
wide
he's
receiver.
he's a slot receiver. He's not a wideout. He's
Yeah.
a slot.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But I'm just saying, DeAndre Hopkins is gonna go first.
Yeah. Number 2, I think. I don't know. That's a tough one. I don't know. I feel like Chris Godwin or Mike Evans might have a chance.
It's
with
possible. We'll see what Brady can do with them. I mean,
Yeah.
I bet you it'd be better than what Jameis have done.
Yeah.
I mean, like we talked about in the last episode, 30-30.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like then you know what? I'm gonna start saying he's got that 30-30 vision.
Jameis? Did you just call him Jameis?
Jameis.
Who's
Jameis? Whatever. Anyway,
I'm sorry.
you should have just let it slide
Okay,
by.
the thing. Sorry, I had to. The thing is that I remember I was going to a Bronco game last year, and I was watching the Bucks. I think it was Bucks versus Jags, and in the time of just walking in the stadium to my seats, I saw him throw like 3 or 4 picks just in a matter of walking to my
He
seat.
is not a good quarterback.
He does. The thing is he had potential coming out of college,
Yeah.
and he still scored 30 touchdowns.
But he
But
also
it's the
had
interceptions
and
that
had
make him look
interceptions,
bad.
Yeah.
But this
Had a
30
shitload
touchdowns.
of yards though too. I mean, like
He
wasn't
thinks-
he the passing leader like in yards
Yeah.
last season?
And he-
Like he's not a bad quarterback.
And they would have
He's
had
not,
a
but,
chance
like-
to been great if it wasn't for all of the picks that he threw.
Here's the thing. I'm like
Chance
this is
to win
just coming to
games.
me now.
Yeah.
So we talked about 30-30. He's got 30-30 vision, right? Like, and that's just being sarcastic, right? Like,
Oh,
30
man.
touchdowns, 30 interceptions,
We're Tampa Bay
30-30
fans.
division, right?
You know, there's no
Like,
Tampa Bay fans until Tom Brady came.
That's
Oh,
what I'm
yeah.
saying. Just watch Bradley. He's slowly but surely gonna be a Tampa Bay fan. Like, I called it out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad. Like, it's
It's gonna
getting
be
on
weird
record.
playing Madden against Tom Brady, like
Yeah, I
on the
know.
Bucks.
Right? Like, I'm so
It's gonna
excited
be
for the new
strange.
man, though. Right? Like,
I think
I think it looks crazy.
Colin Sutton is going to be biased, but I think he has a chance to be up there too in receiving.
honestly,
I
and
think-
I'm gonna be biased too. I think Devontae Parker could do it too. I mean, he had a breakout season last season.
Yeah.
And he had 1,200 yards receiving. Like, that's not
I
a
think
bad season.
I think either Cortland or Jerry will make third.
Yeah.
Maybe fourth at the but they'll make top 5. I think one of them will make top 5 at least.
Now,
It depends on who they make wide receiver 1 in the beginning, like who Drew Lock really wants to throw to. But I really do think Drew Lock's still gonna choose Cortland and Noah Fant over
Yeah.
Jerry Jeudy, but
In
he's
the
still
beginning.
gonna hit Jerry Jeudy.
Mhm.
Like I'm not saying that he's not gonna hit him at all, but if he's in a tough situation and he's throwing a jump ball to either Cortland or Judy, I think he's going to throw it up to Cortland.
Here,
Cortland can win almost every one-on-one
Yeah,
matchup.
you saw it last year against the Browns and the Chargers. He made those one-handed catches.
Yeah.
Those were ridiculous. Nobody expected that.
Yeah, no.
okay, I genuinely want to know, because I think when you know how it is when like your friends like they have their favorite teams and your friends have the other, right? And like you're like, there's no way in hell I want to like side with him or like agree with him in that way, you know, and be like, fuck that team, right? Because like that's your friend's team, you're like, fuck that team, right?
Yeah.
I want to know, just out of curiosity, like, because my team's the Dolphins, your guys is the Broncos, right? Where on the receiving list, where do you think Devontae Parker lands?
7 or 8.
7 or 8. Now, what? Like, who would be in front of him?
Michael Thomas, Devontae Adams.
The only reason I would say there's people in front of them is because of your quarterback.
Yeah. If you guys had a really good quarterback.
If Tua breaks out this season, then he could. I would say they're 4 at max.
Yeah.
Maybe 5.
Yeah.
But if Tua gets injured again, then you have to put in Fitzmagic again.
Right. Okay. Get this.
4 interceptions. I don't know.
And I have a question for you, because recently in like on media platforms, meaning Twitter and Instagram, Michael Thomas and Devontae Parker kind of got into it a little bit, right? Like, and I know you guys have seen a little bit about that. Now, let's say Devontae Parker had Drew Brees, and if you compare because look, he had Ryan Fitzpatrick, still got 1,200 yards receiving, right? Like just with Fitzpatrick, and Michael Thomas had how many last season? I don't know, but like more than Devontae Parker, clearly.
No.
Now, if Devontae Parker had Drew Brees and was primary one receiver with no Michael Thomas on the Saints, now how would there be difference?
I mean, yeah, with a good.
Do you think he would probably produce better than Michael Thomas, or what do you think?
I think it would probably be about the same.
Because
with a really good quarterback, he could be a stud, like anybody else.
Right, and
Devontae.
Yeah, because I think everybody knew Devontae Parker was going to be a stud coming out.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a first-round pick.
I think he just needs to. I think that it really depends on your quarterback.
He needs to get a good quarterback,
like a decent one at least, because your quarterbacks last year were just bad. And you had Josh Rosen last year, right?
Yeah, but he played like 3 games.
Yeah, I know.
Like, and he was out like.
Let's go back to Josh Rosen's draft. Those 9 teams in front of me are going to be really upset.
Right.
I think they're very happy right now, and I'm happy because, hey, I got news yesterday that the Broncos tried trading up to get
Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah,
McCaffrey.
Yeah, I saw that.
I saw that post on Instagram, and I sent it to the group chat, and I'm like, I kind of want to see what Abbas and I think about that. Now that we're on the podcast, what are your thoughts on that? Because I kind of read what you guys said.
Yeah.
But let's expand.
The thing is that I'm okay with Lindsey. I think I like people that have chips on their shoulders and that still think that still have more they can prove. And I do think Christian McCaffrey's a really great running back. I think they're both smaller running backs, but can still truck people and run people over. And not get open field tackled. Yeah,
they're kind of the same back.
They're kind of the same back. I think one has more elusiveness and one's more speed. And I think that Christian McCaffrey's a little bit faster than Lindsey. I would say Lindsey's more elusive.
Yeah.
But I'm good with Phil Lindsey. I love Phil Lindsey.
I mean,
I love a Colorado kid too. So. Yeah. I'm perfectly fine with him on our team, and I love Lindsey. I think he's really good, and I think he's just gonna go. I think he's gonna get better.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying Christian McCaffrey is a no for me. Of course, it would be a nicer, but it's not needed with Philip Lindsey here.
I mean,
it's always things like that. Like you're like you see things like that. Like the Broncos could have had Christian McCaffrey, and this situation like that sometimes can like almost piss you off, right? You're like, fuck. Our team could be this much better if we decided to do this. Like back in 06 or 09 when Drew Brees either could have signed with the Saints or the Dolphins, and the Dolphins could have signed Drew Brees for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have, but they didn't.
Wasn't that the year? It wasn't the year that we could have traded up. Was the year we got Chubb?
I don't remember. I think because McCaffrey and Chubb were in the same draft class, right?
Yeah. So we would have got Chubb.
Yeah.
So you got to think of that factor too.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I think it would have been nice to have him, yeah, but it all worked out for
So
the best.
now we got Philip Lindsay, who's good, and then we got Chubb too, and then we
Yeah.
got other people from
I
that
am
draft class.
very happy with the whole situation.
I think the past 2 years have been good for the Broncos draft, and I think that the Miami
We've done a
Dolphins
good
have done
job.
pretty good too. So
Oh, thank you. Thank you for saying that. It makes
Yeah.
me feel good, right? Like, it makes me want to actually hang out with
Thing is,
these
I don't-
Broncos fans now.
I don't hate the Dolphins by any means.
Yeah,
you
me
guys
neither.
are
Well,
you guys
now,
do your
okay,
thing,
like,
but-
if there was a rivalry, that would be a different story. But there really isn't, like, a rivalry
Zach,
between
talking to
Denver
a
and
Raiders
Miami,
fan or
right?
something would be a little tough, or even a Patriots fan.
Mhm.
If we put Bradley on
Bradley.
here, are you gonna bring Bradley on?
Yeah, one day we'll bring Bradley on the show and we'll absolutely shit on him, right? We'll hit him with, like, all these stats and, like fuck the Patriots, right? And,
Yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
All right.
and then at that point, that's when the trajectory starts to turn and he slowly becomes a Bucks fan. Like, that's how that's how
I'm
that's
not
gonna
feeling
work.
the Patriots anymore. I think I'm a Bucks fan now.
That's how it happens.
I know. He's like, you know what? I do kind of like the Bucks. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Jameis
You're a
Winston
fake
was
Patriots
actually
fan.
not that bad last year.
He wasn't.
30-30 vision, you know? That's okay. Now I have an interesting conversation that we could go ahead and get into. Now does like even like for running backs, depending on the type of running back, but this is mainly for receivers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, does your game get affected by your quarterback?
Well, yeah.
If you're a receiver, like
Yeah, easily.
Always.
That's why Devontae Parker is not as high as he.
I know, like,
Yeah.
but do you think also on the downside of it? Do you think, like, let's say your quarterback just becomes shit for some reason,
Yeah.
right? Like, does that affect? That should affect a receiver's game.
Well, yeah,
right?
always. It's a two-way street. You got to have a good quarterback to be a good wideout, you know?
I know, but like, is there a fine line between actual talent at the receiver position or like being carried by your quarterback?
I
Because
don't
if
know.
your quarterback could deliver dimes
That's a
on
tough one.
like on demand like that, any receiver could look godlike, right?
Yeah.
But now,
receivers make QBs look good. I feel like unless
But,
you're
like, see,
great,
it's-
unless you're like a Peyton Manning
that's what I'm
or
saying,
Tom Brady,
right?
you look pretty.
It's a two-way
you're just-
street.
Yeah. But unless you're really great, like you're obviously great, like Peyton Manning, John Elway, Joe Montana,
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers. I mean, what's your dude's name?
huh?
What's that dude's
Dan Marino.
Dan Marino.
Oh, I
Sorry,
love Dan Marino.
you know, it's a little tough for me
Have you seen
with
him?
Dan
like,
Marino because I do think the Dolphins didn't use them as much as they should have.
The Dan Cave.
They should have won a Super Bowl or something with him.
Yeah, and it
Like,
makes
that
him look
depresses
he
me.
got
Like, you have a
wasted
Hall of
talent.
Fame quarterback and yet no Super Bowl? Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's kind of tough because the Broncos, brought in a Hall of Famer and went to two in a matter
But imagine though, like, if
of years.
the Dolphins were to able to like go to Super Bowls with Dan Marino, like, do you think he would have at least won like one or two?
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
Easily,
But
right?
you
Like,
guys
and-
had to take him there.
Like,
Nobody
but
would
get
take
that.
him.
Like, if that were the case, the Dolphins would have 4 Super Bowls. And you know how happy I would be with that? Like,
Yeah,
like
you'd
3
use
to
that-
4 Super Bowls.
You'd use that against us.
I would flex on them. But
Yeah.
the thing that the Broncos have on the Dolphins, like on Super Bowls, is that they've gotten the Super Bowl more than us, and they've also
Back-to-back,
have
baby.
more Super Bowls than us.
You've also
Like,
won more because the AFC championships.
Yeah.
well, like duh, because like you've
Yeah.
been to the Super Bowl
Well, I
4
know.
times in the Dolphins, right? Like,
Yeah.
and division winners, yeah, probably more wins because I mean we've been stuck under a spell called fucking Tom Brady for the last I don't know 20 years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
You
but
know,
the West hasn't always been the easiest division either.
Yeah.
We
I
went
know,
from
that's
having
true.
Alex Smith on the Chiefs to going to Patrick
Yeah.
Mahomes, who signed a 10-year contract.
and
for
that
no reason.
fucking sucks, right? Like you're going against a decently good quarterback, and then all of a sudden there's
And
an
then-
even better quarterback out of fucking
David-
nowhere,
and then
right? Like
and then you also had Jamal Charles on that team and all those and Travis Kelce, but also going back to when the Chargers still had Phillip Rivers, they still used to have decently good seasons and be hard to face them.
Yeah.
And then you still had the Raiders, who are just always going to be just the Raiders. They're always going to be that team that always can, for some reason, mess up like a good season,
just fuck up.
but then suck their season, but just mess up someone else's.
My
season.
favorite though is like, I always like that the Raiders and Dolphins play. I think it's like every other season or like every season so far. Like it's almost been 3 seasons in a row that they play them.
Yep.
Because they play them this year because we're playing AFC West.
Yeah.
Right? And so, like last year, the Dolphins kind of did some work against the Raiders, and I fucking love that, right? Like, I mean, we got a couple interceptions and had some trick plays, right? Like, that was that lateral, huh?
What was the score?
Final, like, the Raiders, because they started coming back at the end a little bit.
Yeah.
It was like 27-20 or like 28-20, something like that.
Wait, so you guys beat them?
Yeah, we won, clearly, but like...
Imagine.
right? Right, like... this wasn't last season. This was the season before.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm thinking 2 years ago. What is wrong with me?
Yeah, that was 2018.
But no, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for this episode. We have links down below to our Instagrams. And I'm working on SoundCloud. SoundCloud is a work in progress.
And
Yes,
Spotify.
sir.
But I will also have that link down below to at least our like homepage of SoundCloud. Nothing specific on SoundCloud, but yeah, go ahead, check out those links below. Hope you enjoyed and have a merry good day.
Merry good day.
Yeah, merry
Goodbye.
good day.
Goodbye.
Have a good one.